Arsenal injury news, Granit Xhaka, Ben White and Sead Kolasinac update ahead of Norwich City test. Arsenal will be hoping to kickstart their season when they return to action following the international break. While several players are away with the national teams, work is underway at London Coney to try and address the club's alarming early season form. A 5-0 defeat to Manchester City last weekend meant that Mikel Arteta's side sit at the bottom of the Premier League after their worst league start since 1954. Mikel Arteta need to come back to win this match to keep his job, and here's the latest injury news from the Emirates Stadium. Granit Xhaka, the central midfielder, is facing a spell on the sidelines after testing positive for COVID-19 while on international duty with Switzerland. A statement from the Swiss FA read, "Xhaka was diagnosed with symptoms on the morning of the game and was immediately isolated in his room. The usual protocol is that the player would self-isolate for 10 days, however with Xhaka being sent off against Manchester City he'll miss the trip to Norwich City regardless." Ben White, the Arsenal defender, is set to be back in contention for the clash with Norwich City. White missed the matches against Chelsea and Manchester City after testing positive for COVID-19, but after self-isolating for 10 days it means that he is now back training with his teammates. That means that he could make his home debut against the Canaries on Saturday, September 11th. Sead Kolasinac, a player who could be a doubt for the visit of Norwich City. Kolasinac returned to contention before the international break but was brought off during Bosnia and Herzegovina's World Cup qualifier against France following a challenge from Jules Koundé. The extent of the injury is currently unknown, but Arsenal won't have his service maybe long time. Gabriel Magalhaes, the Arsenal defender, is slowly progressing as he works towards a first-team return. The Brazilian suffered a knee injury during the Olympics this summer and has since missed the Gunners' opening 3 fixtures as a result. However, after returning to training, the hope is that he'll be in contention before long, but the Norwich game maybe he can play in the substitute. Thomas Partey, the central midfielder, has been out of action since suffering an injury against Chelsea in pre-season. It's unknown what the exact injury is, but it's certainly one that has proved troublesome, with Partey yet to return to full training. The hope is that he'll return to training shortly as he looks to build up his fitness. Eddie Nketiah, the striker, looked like a contender to move on before deadline day but will now stick around and challenge for a place with the Gunners. Nketiah suffered an ankle injury during pre-season which has limited his match action, but with a return expected in September there's a chance that he could be in contention for the Norwich match. Arsenal chief Edu tried to convince Mikel Arteta to sign different goalkeeper instead of Aaron Ramsdale. Arsenal technical director Edu encouraged Mikel Arteta to abandon a move for Aaron Ramsdale due to Sheffield United's massive asking price and wanted to pursue a cheaper alternative, according to reports. The Gunners were the biggest spenders in the Premier League over the summer, spending more than £150 million on new arrivals, and the £30 million fee for Ramsdale raised some surprise. Despite the shot-stopper suffering relegation in successive seasons, Arsenal agreed to pay £24 million up front, plus a further £6 million in easily achievable add-ons, which will make Ramsdale the joint most expensive British goalkeeper ever. But it appears not everyone at Arsenal was entirely convinced that the 23-year-old was worth spending so much money on. According to The Athletic, the North London club's interest in Ramsdale was driven predominantly by Arteta, and when Sheffield United dug in over their demands, Edu suggested an alternative. The Brazilian and his team of scouts felt there were cheaper options who could do a similar job and proposed moving for Barcelona's backup goalkeeper Neto instead. Barca, who were in a difficult financial position, were prepared to accept a fee of around £12 million for the Brazilian shot-stopper, which is half the upfront fee Arsenal spent on Ramsdale. But Arteta was consistent with his choice that he wanted the Englishman, who was part of Gareth Southgate's Euro 2020 squad, and managed to convince the club to negotiate a deal with Sheffield United that makes Ramsdale the 5th most expensive keeper ever. But Arsenal are pretty relaxed about the outlay and feel that the English premium they paid works both ways, with the club likely to get a decent fee for Ramsdale should he ever leave. The club feel that there are few young goalkeepers who can match Ramsdale for experience, with the former Bournemouth man having played more top-flight minutes than any other goalkeeper in Europe aged 23 or under, and expect him to become a mainstay in the side for many years to come. Roma boss Jose Mourinho has advised Arsenal star Granit Xhaka on Instagram by telling him to get the jab and be safe. The 28-year-old has contracted coronavirus while on international duty after refusing to get the vaccine. Xhaka is currently with the Switzerland national team and uploaded a picture of himself smiling to Instagram a few days ago. The photo was captioned, "Excited about the challenges ahead." But just hours later, he tested positive for COVID-19 and will miss the national team's upcoming World Cup qualifiers. Xhaka is the only member of the Swiss squad isolating after rejecting the opportunity to get the jab. And Mourinho, who tried to sign Xhaka for Roma during the summer, has replied to the player's Insta post to reveal his thoughts on the matter. The former Manchester United, Tottenham and Chelsea boss wrote, "Get the jab, Granit, and be safe." Maybe Granit Xhaka will change his mind after getting out of coronavirus and will get the vaccine as soon as possible to protect himself. Former Arsenal defender Shkodran Mustafi claims he was instantly impressed with Levante as he joined the Spaniards following his release from Schalke. Levante, who finished 14th in La Liga last season, have signed the former Arsenal defender on a 2-year contract, with an option for the third year that would take Mustafi past his 32nd birthday. Speaking about his latest move, Mustafi said, "I was talking to the club for a long time. From the first moment, I liked the idea of playing for Levante. I can bring experience and I am a hard worker. I don't have that much talent, I will work hard and leave everything on the field and be to the max. Hope he will play better than what he said because in last season Schalke won one game from the 11 in the Bundesliga that Mustafi started. And in total, the Germans won just 2 league matches after signing the former World Cup winner following his release from Arsenal." Arsene Wenger believes Arsenal are in a good place despite making their worst start to a season for 67 years. The Gunners have lost their opening 3 Premier League games without scoring a goal and conceding 9 goals. But former manager Wenger believes Arsenal have had a tough fixture list to contend with. Mikel Arteta has also lost key players like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Ben White to COVID, while others such as Thomas Partey have been ruled out with injury. Wenger told German outlet Bild Live, "I'm 71. I've given this club the best years of my life. At the moment I'm just a fan. Today the club is in good shape. They had 2 tough games, against Chelsea and Manchester City. The team has potential and I hope they can come back." Mikel Arteta has a big chance to reduce his pressure to win next match against Norwich City at the Emirates Stadium. Norwich have also endured a difficult time of it since returning to the top flight. They sit above rock-bottom Arsenal only by virtue of having scored a goal, but they have received 10 goals in the process. There is no excuse anymore if we don't win this match, and Mikel Arteta should drive Arsenal back on the race in the Premier League immediately.
If you like the video, like, share.